Hello, greetings to you. This is Dr. Marlene Scheipel, and we're scheduled to start in a few seconds. So I'm going to just give you a little background about me and give everyone a chance to come on themselves live. I am a psychotherapist and life coach. I have been doing this for well over 40 years. Because it's my passion, it's my delight to work with people, to help them make their lives better. It helps my life be better, to help others make their lives better. And that being said, there are specific, actually pretty simple, direct ways that we can look at to handle the events in our lives. Little tips, little tricks, but those tips and tricks make a huge, huge difference to the experience that we have. So when I decided to get involved in the area of psychotherapy, to be a part of helping people experience their lives in a whole different way, a way that was satisfying and enjoyable, I decided to do this because not only did I find that there were ways that people's lives could be better, but also that I could convey those. I could help people learn those. They could then apply them and experience in their own lives the difference. So we're coming up on the holidays, and the reason for this series is to help dealing with holiday stress. Holiday stress it exists. In the 1950s, Dr. Hans Selye published his seminal research on stress, and he talked about a theory in which stress is something in modern day. He did 20 years of research to come up with his way of looking at stress. He saw it as a three-stage direction, a three-stage response. The first is a stage of alarm. Oh my gosh, I'm experiencing stress. My body responds. Maybe I develop ulcers. I get migraine headaches. Something happens, gets my attention. And the reason it happens to get my attention is so that I can do something about it. Now, the body already is doing something. So whether we lower the stress, whether we use techniques to deal with stress, the body is working to bring us back to homeostasis, to bring us back to equilibrium. And this is called the resistance stage. So we're resisting all that stress. Whether or not we do something beneficial about the stress, the body is still doing what it can to deal with it. But if we don't lower the stress, if we don't use additional techniques to get the stress in a reasonable, reduced fashion, we go into the final stage. Final stage in Dr. Hans Selye's direction was in his theory is called the general adaptation syndrome. Final stage is the stage of exhaustion. So the vital force energy of the body, our ability to fight, our ability to resist, our ability to handle stress becomes exhausted. If we haven't lowered the stress, if we haven't used techniques to deal with the stress on our system. Now, according to Dr. Selye's theory, the general adaptation syndrome, the ultimate of the stage of exhaustion is death. So the system finally, if it can't fight anymore, it finally doesn't have the vital force energy, doesn't have that to be able to continue to support life. We don't want it to get there, of course. And the holiday time, as I said, can be a time of additional stress. The most doable techniques for stress have to do with the stress that we are putting on ourselves. Okay? So the Serenity Prayer talks about the things that we can't change. Many things happen around us. Situations arise, events occur that we have very little we can do about. But always, we have the way we look at those stressors. We have the way that we interpret what's going on. We have the way that we use our resources that make a vast difference. Now, one of the areas of stress, doesn't just apply to the holidays, but one area of stress can be negativity. We bring that on ourselves. Through thinking negatively, we add immensely to the stress in our lives. That, as far as the holidays, even more so. So there's lots of hustle and bustle for the holidays, but when we add that additional area of judgment, that additional area of being critical with ourselves, negative self-talk, it just intensifies the pressure that much more. So again, the good news is we don't have to do that. We're the one on the inside. We can change that. So if we look at the workings of the human mind, we have the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. Your conscious mind is logical, judgmental, critical. It's the part of your mind you're aware with most of the time. Then we have your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is the deep part of your mind. It's the subconscious mind that we work with in hypnosis. We'll be doing that in a little bit. It's the subconscious mind that works for you like a very obedient servant. In other words, it creates what it's commanded to create. And I'm looking at some of the notes in the chat. Worrying about getting it all done. Absolutely. And then feeling overwhelmed. That too. Now, that particular element is part of the stress of the holidays. But those are things we're putting on it, and therefore we can have something to say about it. So that being said, that negativity, the self-talk, is an element that we can do something about. And how do we do something about it? Well, first, we pay attention to the thoughts in our mind. So the subconscious mind is operating like a very obedient servant to create for you that which you're saying to yourself. The subconscious mind sits there listening, and when you tell yourself something, whether it's positive or negative, your subconscious mind jumps in and creates. And it does this because it thinks that's what you want it to create for you. It thinks that's what you want. So it's stepping in to handle that, to bridge that. And your subconscious mind doesn't care what it creates. It's there to create. So it can as easily create something positive as something negative. And we want to look at not giving it the negative, purposely giving it supportive messages that are kinder, that create less stress, and that especially where the holidays are concerned. So, if in fact something goes wrong, there are people who have the habit of saying to themselves, I can never do anything right. Think about that. I did something and something didn't turn out. That's what happened. But once I add to that, I can't do anything right, my subconscious mind, that deep part of my mind, jumps in and starts creating. I can't do anything right. So then a second thing happens. That doesn't turn out well. A third thing happens. That I make a mistake with as well. Now my subconscious mind's self-fulfilling prophecy is clicking in to create that outcome. Okay, second scenario. Something happens. Doesn't turn out right. I say to myself, oh, that's too bad. I'll need to fix that. And next time I'll do this and this instead. My subconscious mind now is on track to get it fixed. And next time to remind me to do that and that instead. I get to remedy the situation that didn't go well. I don't pile it on and create more and more things not to go well. That too for you. You are in charge of what you say to yourself in response to what happens. But be clear, whatever it is that you say to yourself becomes a command to your subconscious mind. It then comes in and begins to respond to that. And it's just that principle that we work with in hypnosis. Hypnosis is a state of mind. It's a state where you're physically relaxed with your mind alert and aware. So physically relaxed, we let your body relax. Your mind alert and aware. That means you're going to hear what I say to you. You're going to be able to remember it. You're going to be able to respond to it. You're going to be able to follow it when I give you directions. Your subconscious mind, I think of it as sort of coming center stage during hypnosis. It's more accessible for us to influence, to ask to do things, to give commands, and then to have it create those commands. That is the nature of what it does. So that being said, we're going to use the nature of your subconscious mind in your behalf to reduce stress, to build calm and peace. And we're going to do that especially where the holidays are concerned. So I'm going to ask you right now to think about one area of stress that you've noticed yourself especially sensitive to. An area about the holidays. Maybe it's pressuring yourself. Maybe it's saying yes to too many things or not saying no to too many things. Whatever it is, identify right now one area of stress. We'll work on that. In addition to that, we're going to work with some key phrases. Your subconscious mind takes in this information and then it continues to carry it out when you're back in your normal awake state. So the benefits of the hypnosis continue even once we're done. Your subconscious mind sees to that. Okay, so I'm going to ask you now to just allow yourself to get comfortable. Seating yourself in a comfortable position. And then we're going to work with your breathing. I would like you to begin and focus on the exhalation. Normally when someone says take a deep breath, we have the tendency to inhale. I'm going to ask you to do just the opposite of that. And I'm asking that for a specific reason. Actually, for two specific reasons. But the first one is if you're all tensed up and you go to inhale, because of that tension, it can come across sort of like this, because I'm all tight. Okay, if I exhale first, getting rid of carbon dioxide, getting rid of waste products, it then prepares me. I just made space for to be able to breathe in deeply, to get plenty of oxygen. Every cell of our bodies need oxygen. They need oxygen to stay strong and healthy. If we injure the body, they need oxygen to heal. And that oxygen is important to being able to relax. Now, in addition to focusing on the exhale and starting with it, I'm going to ask you to elongate the exhale. What elongating the exhale does is it triggers your parasympathetic nervous system. Little tiny bit of physiology here. We have a major nervous system called the autonomic nervous system. The autonomic nervous system is combined with the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. So those two together comprise the autonomic nervous system. Now, the sympathetic nervous system is the fight or flight. That's what's triggered. You're in a situation, you're feeling threat, your heartbeat increases, your blood pressure goes up, insulin, adrenaline are shot through your body, cortisol comes in as well, preparing you for action, either to flee or to fight. Now, you're all geared up. We have a second nervous system. The body is amazing in its design. We have a second nervous system, the parasympathetic nervous system, that is the calm it down part of the nervous system. So it takes those chemicals, it dissipates them. That allows your blood pressure to go down, your heart rate to go down, and you to move into a state of heightened relaxation. So when you elongate the exhalation, you trigger the parasympathetic response. It allows your body to relax even more. So I would like you now to exhale along with me, and then to inhale deeply, and now elongating the next exhalation. And as you do so, closing your eyes. Closing your eyes allows you to tune within. It prevents distraction. It prevents even my moving us a little bit from distracting. So it allows you to relax even more. And as you continue to breathe, elongated exhalation followed by deep, slow inhalation, imagining that you're letting go of any tension, releasing any tightness, that you let go of any obstacles or blocks, releasing any thoughts, any ways of thinking that may have been standing in your way. Just allowing all of this to go along with the air as you exhale. And then as you inhale, imagining that you're breathing in a sense of peace. Inhaling tranquility, serenity. A sense of being deeply and fully at ease. At ease in your surroundings, at ease with yourself. And I'm going now to count from 20 down to 1. And as I count, I'll describe to you your body relaxing. I want you to use your imagination to imagine so strongly, so vividly that what I'm describing to you as happening is occurring, that it comes to be. For you don't have to worry about whether you're doing this right. And you also don't have to try to make it happen. Because what you imagine in this way, strongly and vividly, your mind and body together just bring into being. Now 20, allowing your awareness to begin expanding, taking in the muscles of your forehead. 19, now becoming aware of the muscles of your forehead. The state of tension or of relaxation that is there now present in the muscles of your forehead. 18, now allowing these muscles to relax. Imagining that there are very soothing muscles. Relaxing, allowing that response to spread throughout your whole body, specifically to the muscles of your forehead, and imagining now very soothing fingers massaging your forehead, bringing now flooding to these muscles a comfortable sense of warmth, of relaxation. And 17, now imagining that you can look inside and see these muscles. And if you imagine that a muscle is like a rubber band when you're tense, it's as though these muscles, these rubber bands, were stretched, taut. And yet as you now focus on relaxing, these muscles return to their unstretched shape, loose and limp. Loose and limp. And allowing this relaxation now to become even stronger, even more complete as it spreads throughout the muscles around your eyes. Relaxing these muscles even more and more and more completely. And feeling your body respond. And if you imagine that a muscle is like a rubber band, when you're tense, it's as though these muscles, these rubber bands, were stretched, taut. And yet as you now focus on relaxing, these muscles return to their unstretched shape, loose and limp, loose and limp. And 16, that warmth now moving into the muscles of your jaw, your cheeks. 15, spreading throughout the muscles around your mouth. And allowing now your teeth to separate just a little bit, to bring your jaw into its most relaxed position. As 14, that warmth now radiating into the muscles of your scalp, relaxing the muscles in the top of your head, and feeling that warmth flowing throughout the muscles in the sides, in the back of your head. As 13, that warmth spreading now on down into the muscles of your throat, and aware of your throat opening in response to this relaxation, becoming even more soothed and more comfortable. As that relaxation spreads into the muscles in the sides of your neck. And 12, now radiating throughout all of the muscles in the back of your neck. And aware of breathing your next 2 breaths, specifically into the muscles in the back of your neck. And as you do so, feeling these muscles growing more relaxed, more comfortable, loose, limp, warm, and soothed. And 11, now that warmth spreading down into the muscles of your shoulders, relaxing all of the muscles in and around your shoulders. And aware now of any cares or burdens, of any worries just rolling off and away, leaving your shoulders light and at ease. As 10, that warmth flooding now on down into the muscles of your upper arms, moving down around your elbows. 9, radiating into your forearms. That warmth, that relaxation, strong and complete, moving down into your wrists, your hands, spreading down into your fingers, now even to the very tips of your fingers. As 8, this warmth, this relaxation now moving into the muscles of your upper back. Feeling this warmth, relaxing and soothing the muscles down around the middle of your back. And 7, spreading down into your lower back, relaxing all of the muscles at the base of your spine. And aware now that you've relaxed your whole upper body, and that in doing so, you can let go fully, sinking deeply into the softness of the cushions beneath you, all the while breathing deeply and slowly, elongating that exhalation, taking you into an even deeper sense of calm and peace. And 5, that warmth now spreading throughout all of the muscles in the internal organs of your body growing stronger and healthier in response. And 4, that sense of the muscles being loose and limp, moving into the muscles of your hips, spreading down into your thighs, your knees, 3 radiating into the muscles in the calves of your legs, relaxing and soothing. On down into your ankles. 2 spreading the entire length of your feet. On down into your toes. Now even to the very tips of your toes. Very good. That's right. Now noticing your body as a whole. Focusing on relaxing your body as a unit. As one. Letting go fully now and feeling yourself sinking all the way down. All the way down, down, way, way down deep. And being so deep that you become aware of my voice, allowing all other awareness to fade. Finding that it's easy for you to do so. Now identifying this sense of peace, of serenity, of well-being with the word calm. That's C-A-L-M, calm, calm. So that at any time, day or night, any time from now on, that you begin becoming tense or tight, nervous or uncomfortable. This doesn't have to occur, but should it occur, you repeat to yourself this word calm, and immediately you bring back to your mind and your body this experience of deep relaxation and peace that you're enjoying right now. Calm, calm, calm. And now, imagining that you begin to pay attention to what the thoughts, the ideas in your mind are. And should you become aware of even the slightest negative message, even the slightest critical, judgmental thought, you recognize, I don't have to think this thought. I can think something kinder than this. I get to choose. I get to choose the way I speak to myself. I get to choose what I say. How I affect myself through my words. That's up to me. And you can imagine that from now on, you begin to make a choice that is kind and loving toward you. That the holidays 2025, become the turning point for you in how you speak to yourself. Making an agreement with yourself to be kind and loving from this moment on. And understanding that negative thoughts become like a really thick fog. It weighs down your mind. It weighs down your body. It affects your emotions in hurtful ways. And now imagining that you can change this because you can. Imagining that with each breath that you breathe from this moment on, warm light from within you begins to break through. It dissolves these fog patches. It does it effortlessly. And when it does, it reveals from within you clarity and self-compassion. From within the center and core of your being, it's there for you to access once the fog is out of the way. Every breath brings that warm light from within, dispelling the fog. Allowing yourself to be aware of your mind fog-free, to experience your body light and airy, to experience your emotions supportive, confident, strong, and realizing that you and you alone are the one creating this by how you affect your experience. And then imagining that you're standing in front of a glowing mirror, and this mirror reflects not worries and criticism, but it goes deeper. It goes to a deeper truth. This mirror reflects back to you resilience, worthiness. It reflects your own inner wisdom. Imagining that you can see it clearly in this magic mirror. Resilience, worthiness, your own inner wisdom. They shine through. And negative thoughts lose their weight in the presence of this truthful reflection. You embrace it. You take it in and you make it yours. For indeed, this is the way that it is. Sealing this awareness by exhaling deeply, elongating that exhale, and then inhaling slow and deep. And as you breathe more deeply and more slowly, you notice something subtle changing within you. You notice a deeper sense of relaxation and calm springing forth. You are tapping into this by clearing away the stress, the negativity, by clearing away the tension and tightness. You are tapping into this wellspring of peace and calm that resides within you. Allowing yourself to savor and enjoy it. Imagining ways that you can use it that benefit you. And now bringing to mind that stressful occurrence that I had you reflect on before we began the hypnosis. Bringing that idea to mind and noticing ways that you can already reconstitute it with your thoughts, robbing it of power, robbing it of having a stressful way of entering your life by your own direction to your subconscious mind, neutralizing it. And imagine yourself in situations where in the past that would have come up. Imagine yourself handling these situations in a whole different way, a way that is productive, a way that serves you well. For indeed, this is the way that it is. And giving yourself a pat on the back, acknowledging that you are doing things differently and creating different results because of doing them differently. For indeed, this is the way that it is. And heightening your awareness to notice thoughts that are negative. And now imagine that each of these negative thoughts is a snowflake. It's a snowflake that lands on your warm hand. And guess what it does? It melts right away. every negative thought is like a snowflake that lands on your warm hand, the warm surface, causing it to change form. And by doing so, you give your subconscious mind the awareness that your thoughts can pass gently without taking hold. A thought can come in. You don't have to entertain it. It can flow right back out. Thoughts lead to feelings. Feelings can come in. And if we don't trap them by denying them or shoving them down, trying to pretend like they don't exist, they pass right out too. They just flow away. So imagining that you have magical powers, because you do. You have the power to transform this. And it doesn't have to take a long time. Oh, my whole life I've done it this way. Excellent. Your whole life you told your subconscious mind to do it this way. It's what you knew. Once you begin directing your subconscious mind differently, it doesn't have a long learning curve. It starts doing things differently at the moment you express it that way. So don't be surprised when you find things almost magically seeming to occur differently. You've set that in motion by directing your subconscious mind in a whole different way. It functions as your very obedient servant, creating, day in, day out, creating in your life. And the beauty is you can choose, consciously choose the thoughts, the ideas that you have it created for you. And by practicing this, it can become your superpower, the thing you rely on frequently throughout the day and the night. And now exhaling deeply, following it by inhaling, slow and deep. Exhaling any remaining negativity. Inhaling confidence, self-assurance. Inhaling a beginning habit of speaking to yourself with utmost kindness, utmost care and love. And imagining now that you will go to a small fire. This fire burns within you. And now imagining that every time a negative thought comes up, first of all, you're going to notice it. We put your subconscious mind on the track to pay attention to it. When you notice it, you toss it into this fire inside of you. And then, you don't walk away yet. You watch as the fire transforms that into a spark of light. That spark of light rises and disappears, and it leaves additional warmth behind it. That you are creating energy within. That those negative thoughts can become fuel that sparks that fire even more within you. And you use this additional energy in positive ways to respond to yourself. Imagining this transformation already coming to be, because it is already in your life. For indeed, this is the way that it is. That's right. That's right. And now I'm going to ask you to choose one moment, just maybe a very tiny moment, that felt warm and comforting and peaceful to you. I'm going to have you each day reflect to find one moment in that day that felt warm and comforting and peaceful. And then to boil that down into one sentence that you repeat to yourself. that you seal it in your mind, in your memory, as something transformational from that day. Maybe I noticed the way the sun hit the roses in my garden, lighting up a bud that was just beginning to bloom. Or maybe I saw some kids out from school playing, and they were laughing, and I delighted in their laughter. Whatever it might be, I just remind myself that those small actions happen as normal parts of every day. Those positive elements can enhance my own experience if I notice them in every day, bringing my subconscious mind's awareness to the mystery, the magic that happens around us and within us in a continuous fashion. Just paying attention gives you that awareness that can bring joy and magic and awe into your experience. And now exhaling deeply, letting go of any remaining tension and tightness and negativity. Inhaling calm and peace and a new awareness of minimizing stress because of how you look at it and what you say to yourself about it and about you. For indeed, this is the way that it is. I'm going now to count to 5. On the count of 5, all of these ideas go so deeply into your mind that with the number 5, they're fully in place and active in your life. And you awaken feeling relaxed and refreshed, feeling good about yourself in every way, more confident, more self-assured, more positive. You awaken with new awareness of how these holidays can be, the peace and joy that you can experience no matter what situations arise, because that peace, that joy comes from within you. And you awaken knowing to the very depths of your being, I can do it. On the count of 5, ready now, 1, 2, 3, awakening more and more. 4, getting ready to open your eyes back in the room there where you are, beginning to move around a hand or a foot just to connect back within your body and to ground you. And 5, eyes open, completely, fully awake and alert, feeling good. And I want you now to just notice how you're feeling. Notice your own experience. Notice how the hypnosis, which is a state of mind where you're physically relaxed, while your mind remains alert and aware, supports you in new experience that is beginning even this very moment. And that experience continues. Your subconscious mind continues to create the ideas that I was talking to you about, the suggestions that I gave you during the hypnosis. The purpose then of that is to help your holidays be more in the line of what you want them to be. Now, since your subconscious mind creates what you're thinking, it's important to determine, what do I want them to be? Okay, they're going to happen in some form, whether you determine how you want them or not. But if you determine how you want them and direct your subconscious mind in that direction, you influence the outcome. So it's worth those couple of minutes to think, what would I really like occurring in this situation? And that being said, I would like you to like to give you a holiday gift. This is a journal, a holiday journal. It's a place to put your thoughts. So when you notice that amazing awareness that occurred today, you have a place to put it, a place that you can reflect back on it. You can see things moving and growing each day. And I'm going to put that now into the chat. Maybe. I'm going to try to put it into the chat. Okay, so I guess maybe I have to type it in. So putting it into the chat. Okay, we don't want the H in front of it. That's how I geared myself in. So it's bit.ly, bit.ly/holiday-journal. Again, that's bit.ly, bit.ly/holiday-journal. This is my gift to you for this holiday time. I offer it to you to help lower stress, build your own resources and tools to deal with stress. So remember, in terms of Dr. Hans Seeley's general adaptation syndrome, if we affect the stress, we lower the source of the stress, and we increase our tools to deal with it, and the use of those tools, we move ourselves back into the healthy zone. We don't keep going through all the stages. We don't get to the stage of exhaustion. So I'm giving you this journal as a start for creating, not just through the holidays, but into your entire life, the habit of reducing stress, increasing health, and living your best life. This is Dr. Marlene Scheibel, and I so appreciate you being here with me today. It's been my pleasure.